Magandang umaga, magandang hapon, magandang gabi, Pilipinas at sa lahat ng mga kababayan natin sa amang sulok ng mundo kayo abuti ng video ito. Ako po si Joel ng YepPro. YepPro, yan ho ang pangalan ng ating channel. Pero pag-usapan ho natin ay Deuterium. Deuterium, mainit na usapin. Noon pa man ito, at lalong-lalo na ngayon dahil sa energy crisis. So pag-usapan natin, anyway, meron ho tayong slideshow at saka video na ipapapanood natin sa inyo at magdi-discuss ho tayo. Itong discussion na to, disclaimer ko lang ho, hindi ako scientist or nuclear physicist, hindi ako expert nito, pero researcher ho ako. Kaya meron ho ako mga impormasyon na maari natin pag-usapan. Merong mga claims na hoax itong Deuterium sa Pilipinas at saka meron ding nagsasabi na ito ang magpapayaman sa Pilipinas. So, saliksikin natin, ikumpara natin yung mga available na data at aralin natin, pag-usapan natin at saka kung ano yung mga trends ngayon. Hindi ho ito mapag-uusapan sa isang video lang, kaya at ayoko rin hong gumawa ng video na isang oras mahigit, no? So the most siguro hopefully under 30 minutes para ma-absorb ho natin, tsaka yung attention natin at tsaka yung time natin medyo tight ho tayo, lahat ho tayo tight sa time, kaya kailangan nating balansehin. So anyway, para i-ano ko lang ho, i-share ko lang ho itong ating title. Bakit ho ganito ang title natin? YepPro, Youth Housewives Empowerment Program. Back in the 90s, nasa Pilipinas ako, meron ho akong business at saka tumulong ho ako at yun yung puso ko ho nasa livelihood project sa Pilipinas, kaya gusto kong i-revive yung mga projects na naiwanan ko dahil uuwi na ako ng Pilipinas. Okay, so ito yung slogan natin, hangad ng bayan, pangkabuhayan, tungo sa kaunlaran. So, pag-usapan natin ulit ang Deuterium dahil marami nagsasabi na hoax daw ito. Okay, so sabi nila si BBM, nag-iilusyon ng Deuterium. Saan ba galing to? Of course, sa nanay niya, si Mrs. Imelda Marcos back in a few years back. Talagang mainit siya dito sa Deuterium na ito sa Pilipinas, sa Surigao Deep. So yun yung explore natin, no? Huwag tayo magbunuan, huwag tayo magbatuhan dito, mag-away, magdebate, kundi i-explore natin, no? Magdi-discuss tayo. Parang community forum itong gawin natin. So yung mga expert yan, kung meron kayong may share na impormasyon, good. Pag-aralan natin, pag-usapan natin. At ako naman, kung ano yung impormasyon na available dito na maibahagi ko sa inyo, of course, bibigay ko. Okay, so let's start with the first slide. Ito yung maritime review. Sabi, Deuterium, truth or hoax? Ito, Deuterium mining, mineral deep, Philippine National Oil Corporation, Philippine Trench, Surigao. Yan yung keywords nila, no? So, okay. So, ano bang sabi nila rito? Sabi rito, posted by Timothy Mulder, May 24, 2019. Sabi niya, it's not really white gold metal, but rather an energy source the entire world could use. A gas that is clean, environmentally green, and self-replenishing. The Philippine Trench, as well as the Philippine rice, is breeding grounds of the endangered Pacific bluefin tuna. But speculators also say that lying at the bottom of the Philippine Trench is the world's largest deposit of a gas called Deuterium. Deuterium gas, also known as heavy hydrogen, is a heavier, stable isotope of ordinary hydrogen. It is widely known worldwide as the fuel of the future. Yes. So, talagang timely na pag-usapan ito. Kailangan ma-explore at maintindihan natin kung ano talaga at kung ano may tutulong kung meron ba talaga at ano ang possibilities. It is a colorless, odorless, non-toxic, diatomic, flammable gas. Deuterium gas is used in nuclear power fusion. Deuterated optical fibers, deuterated lubricants, lasers, light bulbs, research and development laboratories, and annealing semiconductor rims. Okay? When burned, unlike fossil fuels, the gas only releases water vapor to the atmosphere. So malinis ito. Therefore, environmentally, it is one of the best, if not the best energy source on the planet. This could fuel power plants, steel mills, and many other industries requiring a clean and highly efficient heat source. The Philippines was identified by some in the scientific community to hold the greatest amount of deuterium deposits in the world, somewhere in the area called the Philippine Trench or Mindanao Deep, the part of the Pacific Ocean running mostly the entire length of the country. Oh, haba, kung ano haba ng bansa, ganun din, ano? Deuterium is most prevalent in an area more widely known as the Philippine Deep, which is located along the eastern side of the Philippines, of which the deepest deuterium deposits, when viewed from a satellite, lies closest to the shores of Surigao. The Philippine Deep was once the deepest part of the earth until the Marianas Trench was found to be deeper. Okay, so this is interesting kasi sabi nila deepest deuterium deposits when viewed from a satellite lies closest to the shores of Surigao. So somebody's watching it with a satellite. Starlink, okay, Elon Musk. All right, Dr. Anthony B. Halog, a Filipino scientist with a chemical and industrial engineering background, described the Philippine deuterium wealth in this manner. Balikan ko lang itong satellite, viewed from satellite. What's the low orbiting satellite that's being used right now in the United States and they're using in Ukraine? Starlink by Elon Musk. I don't know kung nabasa na ninyo, nabalitaan ninyo. Initially, there was a talk between Manny Pacquiao's group about the Starlink na i-deploy sa Pilipinas. But recently, I think si Henry C. Jr. is talking with Elon Musk or his team about the possibility of the Starlink. Actually, meron ng Starlink sa Pilipinas, but the deployment of the satellite, very interesting. Okay, Philippines being very small country, third world country, and there is a deep interest to it. Anyway, moving on. Dr. Anthony B. Halog, a Filipino scientist with a chemical and industrial engineering background, described the Philippine deuterium wealth in this manner. Okay? Sabi niya, a big deposit of 868 miles long, 52 miles at widest point, and 3 miles at its deepest point, replenished by nature 24 hours a day after deuterium travels more than 12,000 kilometers from Central America to the Philippines to the span of the Pacific Ocean when planet Earth turns on its axis from west to east in unending perpetual motion. So, at deepest point, 3 miles. 3 miles. What's 3 miles? About 7 kilometers, 6-7 kilometers. Okay. Yun ang i-extract, kung nandun, no? Dr. Halog said, its economic potential is about 12 million barrels per day with a capacity price at $7 per barrel. And I take it na noon pa ito bago nagkaroon ng crisis, bago itong gulo sa kaguluhan sa Ukraine, no? Bago nagmahala ng mga gasolina and oil. That could reach $84 million per day or 30.66 billion per year, enough to wipe out all existing foreign debts of the Philippine government in 1 year. Wow. Imagine that. Imagine that. Isang taon na production kung ma-optimize tapos ang utang natin. That's a big claim. Dr. Halleck said, once deuterium exploration and extraction succeed, public works, private construction, economic, financial booms could be expected to happen in the Philippines in the same manner as those that happened in the Middle East and financial centers of the world. The world is becoming more and more environmentally conscious. As such, exploring all alternatives that could provide energy with little or no detriment to the environment should be considered, including the recovery, processing, and marketing of deuterium. In reality, the Philippines could actually become the cornerstone of a global shift towards a clean, green, pollution-reducing future, in addition to becoming one of the richest countries in the world. Something to consider for the future. Oh, absolutely. Hindi na tayo mangingibang bansa. Hopefully, hindi agawin ng ibang bansa yung resources natin. However, there are other scientists and researchers who hold a different opinion. Yes, of course, there's always that. 20 years ago, a certain Dr. Nona Calo, tandaan natin ito itong sinabi ni Dr. Nona Calo from Butuan City in Mindanao, hypothesized that a very large deposit of deuterium can be found in the Philippine Deep, located off the waters of Surigao. First discovered and isolated in 1932 by an American chemist, Harold Urey. Tandaan nyo rin ito mamaya babalikan natin ito. Deuterium, or heavy water, is composed of two isotopes of hydrogen and an oxygen atom with a chemical formula of D20 or H30. With more hydrogen molecules than ordinary water, it is much heavier than water or even salt water, causing it to naturally sink farther down into deep ocean trenches. So tandaan natin itong statement na to. Dahil mabigat, lumulubog sa deep trenches. So merong deep trench sa atin, di ba? About 6-7 kilometers deep, part ng Marianas Trench. So malalim yan, no? Anyway, balikan natin yan mamaya. Sabi, the Mariana Trench is 7 miles deep. Yun yung buong Marianas Trench, yung the deepest part of Marianas Trench, which is 36,000 feet. Part doon ang Pilipinas, which is dito lang banda sa may part of the deep ng ating Surigao Deep is about 3 miles. The Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean is so deep your bones would literally dissolve. What's down there in its black crushing depths? So ito yung sinasabi nila na walang mabubuhay sa ilalim dahil grabe ito. It's very harsh environment. Yun ang sabi nila. No? So, let's see. Ngayon, of course, may mga critic, Ang Krappler, Krappler is full of crap. Anyway, sabi nila, meron nag-post kasi sa Facebook, Filipino Future. Sabi, the Philippines is rich in deuterium, white gold of the nation. So ito yung kinuha niya yung statement ni Dr. Halog from that article na binasa natin. So, yun yung So, nagbigay naman sila ng kanilang statement. These claims are false. Deuterium is not a kind of natural water or water. Also, the Philippines is not rich in deuterium. Wow, that's kind of harsh, no? Talagang binutata agad nila, Gusto talaga nilang butatain yung idea. Deuterium, also called heavy hydrogen, is an isotope of hydrogen. So, kunwari, nanaliksik din sila kung ano yan. We know that already. No? So, anyway, bashing it without really digging, well, journalists sila, I assume that they dig a little bit. Hopefully they did. But with the kind of information I got, I'm not gonna laugh at President BBM or Imelda Marcos of the possibilities of their claim. But here, the Verifiles, truth is our business kuno. Truth is our business kuno. Well, I know the fact itong Verifiles, itong Krappler, when President Duterte was running in 2016, I was heavy on the campaigning dito sa New York. I was fighting tooth and nail with them. Matter of fact, nag-start kami ng program dito, yung I Am Pinoy Proud Ako. I was one of the voices of I Am Pinoy Proud Ako, and we fought hard tooth and nail against this fake media, including itong mga liberal media dito sa New York, like the New York Times. Oh man, I tell you, these people are crazy. So anyway, pinagtatawanan nila, the Bong Imelda Marcos Deuterium dud. Yun ang tawag nila, no? Anyway, they call it dud. But seryoso si BBM dito. 2010 pa lang, meron na silang pinush dito. Similar claims about deuterium are in Senate bills authored by then Senator Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. He was a senator. Senate Bill 2593, or the Hydrogen Research Promotion and Development Act of 2010 in the 15th Congress, and Senate Bill 408, or the Hydrogen Research Promotion and Development Act of 2013 in the 16th Congress. The exploratory notes of both bills say hydrogen is being processed from deuterium. Hydrogen, kukunin yung deuterium from hydrogen. Kasi isotope ng hydrogen ang deuterium, which is heavy water or hydrogen water without oxygen. This is obtained from the deep trenches of the world, and the world's largest deposit of deuterium is in the Philippines. Claims about deuterium in the Philippines have been widespread in one form or another since 1980s. Yes, 1980s. That's the time when I was in college. Mainit ito na pag-uusapan noon. I even looked into the nuclear fusion back then. But now it's nuclear fission. Pag-usapan ho natin yan. So, there's the Senate bill. Ngayon, besides that, actually merong interview kay President BBM bago siya naging presidente, at inungkat nila ito with Martin Andanar and Tulfo. Let's watch.
Senator Bongbong, nabanggit mo yung hindi nga tayo major producer, no? Oil and gas. I remember in 2018, I had a conversation with Mrs. Imelda Marcos, at nabanggit niya na naniniwala siya na merong deuterium dyan sa Pacific Ocean. So I'm going to ask you the same question. Deuterium. Do you really believe that there is deuterium in our...
That's not question of people. It's been established that especially kasi yung sa malalim, nandyan yung Marianas Trench sa atin, nandyan yung sa 7 kilometers deep. That's established that it belongs there. Yeah, it belongs there, that it exists in those places. But it is something that we will use for a hydrogen-based energy economy. It will take time. For the future siguro, pwede natin tignan na mabuti yan. Kasi hydrogen is very clean, very green. Ang waste ng deuterium, pagka gumawa ka ng hydrogen, ginamit mo yung hydrogen, ginawa mong fuel cell, ang lumalabas lang dyan is tubig. So walang carbon emissions, kaya't malinis. But that's for the future kasi it will require the same infrastructure that we now have for gasoline and for diesel and for PNG and LPG. All of these systems now took over 100 years to establish. Kailangan magre-readjust tayo. But I think because of the concerns with global warming, doon talaga tayo papunta. At the time will come that we will start to shift to other alternative fuels, the greener fuels, and become a greener economy. We will have a greener system of energy. Nagsimula na mula nung COP26 na nag-meeting sa Edinburgh, na binawasan yung paggamit ng coal. Ang problema, walang kapalit na renewable. Kaya tumaas ang presyo bigla. Kaya bumalik na naman ng konti, dinagdagan na naman ng coal fire, ng kuryente na galing sa coal fire. At kaya kailangan talaga natin babalansin lahat yan. That's why deuterium is still a very attractive resource para sa atin, because hydrogen has been established as a clean alternative, a greener alternative to fossil fuels. So yes, yung mother ko talaga malayo malayo talaga mag-isip yan. She's very forward thinking. So that was her thinking when she started to show an interest in the deuterium deposits that have been established around the Philippines.
So yes, hindi lang siya naniniwala, talagang interesado. Interesado ang Pangulo dahil napag-uusapan na. At saka, there's really very good reason. Kasi hindi lang para sa environment. Very competitive ito dahil ginagamit na ito. Kakailanganin ito ng buong mundo, especially sa energy crisis. Nabanggit niya, bumalik na sa coal na dahil natural gas na interrupt ang supply lalo sa Europe dahil sa kaguluhan na nangyayari ngayon sa Ukraine. So ayun, narinig natin hanggang kwento lang ba, bunganga lang ba yung let's explore some more, pero alam natin na meron ng Senate bill. So tingnan natin kung ano pa ang update. Ito, January 29. The Philippine Department of Energy said on Friday it has signed a memorandum of understanding with its Australia-based research and development firm Star Scientific Limited to explore the potential of hydrogen as an energy source in the country. The Southeast Asian country, which is heavily dependent on imported coal and fuel oil, hopes to be able to utilize hydrogen as a fuel for vehicles and part of its future energy mix. Right? Remember, yung hydrogen, ini-extract ang doon, ang deuterium. Then hydrogen can be used as a fuel. Tapos yung yung deuterium, gagamitin yun sa nuclear reactor dahil yung deuterium coolant yun ng nuclear reactor. Yung nuclear reactor, malalaking bansa na mayayaman like United States, maraming nuclear reactor dito for production of energy. Kaya lang hindi nila masustain yung fuel, which is deuterium. Okay? So, it's serious, man. Philippine Shell Petroleum Corporation constructing an integrated hydrogen manufacturing facility at its Tapangao refinery in the Philippines, which has been converted into an import terminal. Yung MOU na binanggit kanina with Australia, they're part of it. So, this is big. This is big, and I think I'm really convinced it's going to happen in our lifetime. Dahil the technology is there, the interest is there, the need is there. And the funding is available. Billions of dollars are being poured right now. Sa next video natin, I will show you where that billions of dollars being funded right now. Anyway, binanggit niya yung fuel cell, and the hydrogen fuel cells are set to shake up stock market. The hydrogen fuel cells, yun yung material na ginagamit para ma-hydrolyze or electrolyze, yung electrolysis. Yung tubig, kailangan dadaan ng electrolysis bago magamit yung ma-convert ma-extract yung hydrogen into energy. At saka yung deuterium ma-extract from hydrogen. So hindi hydrogen gumagawa ng fuel cell. That was a misstatement. But rather, ang fuel cell is a production. It's a material. Special kind of material ginagamit nila. Marami nang dumaan na material na ginamit nila pero nagko-corrode. Dahil sa yung tubig na salt, kailangan ng salt sa electrolysis So yung bagong material ngayon is actually ginagamit na fuel cell, kaya it's if you have access to a broker it's time to invest on hydrogen fuel cells. Okay, so anyway, moving on, we saw that Philippine Shell now PNOC is exploring deuterium as potential source fuels, power fuel source, August 24, 2021. It's a fairly recent, 1 year ago, but fairly recent. Okay? So, balikan natin ang Pilipinas besides this interest in deuterium. But, what's the Marianas Trench? Right? Alala niyo yung kanina, si Dr. Calo na sabi niya, rich deposit doon dahil heavy yung heavy molecule, pumupunta sa deep. Right? A recent study, which is actually 2018 ito, about 4 years ago, Earth is drinking more seawater through the Mariana Trench than previously thought. Meaning, previously thought, it was a different school of thought back then, it was a different belief. So now they realize in the research na, wow, sinasak ang tubig doon. So itong tubig na to na sinasak, what is the heavy molecule in the water? Of course, the hydrogen, right? And the deuterium. Deuterium heavier than the hydrogen. So bumababa doon sa. So now that we have the deep, and part of that deep is water is being sucked in there. So there's merit to explore this really. Okay? So kaya it's not, hindi ito house show, hindi ito hocus pocus na pinag-uusapan na basta na lang sabihin maraming deuterium yan, yayaman na tayo. Of course not. Let's make an educated study, educated information para alam natin yung pinagsasabi natin, pinagkukwentuhan natin para naintindihan natin at hindi tayo magmukhang conspiracy theories na tinatawag nila na imbe-imbento. The Mariana Trench is best known for being the deepest part of the ocean, plunging all the way down almost 11,000 meters or 36,000 feet. This is the deepest part of Mariana Trench. At its lowest known point, that's because the trench is the meeting place of two tectonic plates, the tiny Mariana Plate and the huge Pacific Plate, which is part of the Asia. Being denser and older, the latter is actually sliding into the former. So anyway, so nandun ang baba ng tubig. Okay, so alam natin na maraming nagki-claim ang deuterium naman sa lahat ng ocean sa dagat, nandyan ang deuterium. But they have to extract a large amount ng tubig bago ma-extract yung deuterium. Tingnan natin dahil ginawa sa lab ito eh. So, paano nila i-extract yun? So, really, kung merong areas of heavily concentration, it's worth exploring and extracting the high concentration there. Right? So, yun ang kaya napag-uusapan yun. Hindi, totoo, marami ang, sa totoo nga, may deuterium nga sa tubig na iniinom natin. It's just very small amount na negligible. It's not gonna cause any harm. However, ang kailangan, the concentration, it's necessary para magamit siya as an energy source is large. So, yung idea ni Dr. Calo na wow, it was a heavy molecule, bababa siya sa deep, tapos yung deep pala sinasak yung mga tubig. So we're starting to realize now that merong merit yung mga claims sa atin na no. So the other thing that's interesting is like satellite. Remember yung satellite? Elon Musk, a billionaire, explorer ng satellite sa taas. Wow, who's gonna tell that he's not gonna explore down there? Okay? And like I said, Starlink is establishing its business in the Philippines. Okay? Now, recently, merong sa Cambodia, merong Southeast Asian like gathering na nandun si President BBM. You probably read it na ang chairman ng World Economic Forum, si Klaus Schwab, actually met with him and invited him to join them January 2023 to join the World Economic Forum. I know maraming mag-aano na, ba't nakikialam ang globalist dito? Kahit ako, nabubwisit ako sa mga taong ito. Masyado silang, but it shows you, these are big players ang World Economic Forum, they're big players. They're so much into green. So I don't know. I hope they're not gonna sabotage this and kill the project or plan to destroy the project. But they're inviting BBM, so that means, they're enticing him to maybe, open up with us and we will help with the exploration, hopefully. So there's gonna be some interest in funding there. Maraming interesado. Okay, so now, yung sinabi ko kanina na, yeah, marami nga sa tubig na deuterium. But of all these years, in 1930s, there's only one company, and it was by chance. It's actually a country. They discover na nakapag-produce sila ng 100 milligrams of deuterium out sa kanilang manufacturing. Babanggitin natin yan sa next video. Explore natin yan. It was sabotage. So, it can be produced in large quantity, pero although the technology back then is probably not available, pero hindi madaling mag-extract ng tonelaladang volume ng tubig para lang makakuha ng konti. Ito, in-explore nila sa laboratory. Published in 2018, deuterium oxide. Ito, binanggit lang yung history ng deuterium. Deuterium oxide, D2O, also known as heavy water, is the form of water that contains two atoms of the hydrogen, or D, isotope. The term heavy water is also used for water in which hydrogen atoms replace only some of the H1 atoms. In this case, rapid exchange between the two isotopes forms twice as many semi-heavy HDO molecules as deuterium. Harold Urey, the 1934 Nobel Prize laureate in chemistry, pioneered deuterium chemistry in 1931. He and his colleagues at Columbia University in New York City carefully distilled 5 liters of liquid nitrogen to produce 1 ml of molecular deuterium. Imagine that. 5 liters. 1 ml lang na-extract nila. Shortly afterward, they produced deuterium from ordinary water by using prolonged electrolysis. Again, fuel cell is the key for electrolysis dahil hindi lahat ng material na ginagamit for electrolysis tumatagal dito, nagko-corrode. So, kaya there is a serious interest in looking for places where a high concentration is available. Kaya yung claims natin, they're looking at it. Now, sasabihin natin ang lalim nun, that's 7 kilometers deep, mag-extract ka. Wow. Well, meron ng mga technology na available right now that can go down that far or even further para mag-extract. So, hindi malayong mangyari yan. Anyway, tapusin ho natin ito dito. Bago tayo magtapos, meron tayong isang piece of article, the part sa article na binasa natin. Very interesting, no? Sabi niya rito, when I was a junior officer, I was stationed in Surigao in the early 70s and deuterium was already rumored to exist off the coast. Says Mariano Santillanosa, retired AFP. So, tapos meron pa isang official din. During my younger years, I was fortunate to be an escort on board a U.S. research vessel owned by Scripps Institute of Oceanography. For 15 days or so, the vessel was within the vicinity of the Philippine deep off Surigao. That was 39 years ago. The scientists on board laid some small buoys at given depths. I did not know until later that the survey was about deuterium. As to whether or not there is a lot of it in the Philippine deep, I leave it to your judgment, says Admiral Emilio C. Marayag Jr., AFP, retired. So anyway, that's very interesting. So anyway, like sabi ko, yung usapan natin dito is a discussion, is community forum. It's like non-academic discussion, but educated discussion para maintindihan natin kung ano itong deuterium, hindi lang yung naririnig natin at yung kung ano yung pinagsasabi nila, pakinggan na lang natin. Pag sinabi ng isa, di totoo yan, kalokohan yan. Ganun ba, kalokohan? Tapos sa kabila naman, totoo yan dahil nandyan may mga So, naguguluhan yung isipan ng tao. Kaya ito yung gagawin natin. Pero ang purpose ng channel natin is, besides talking about deuterium and the livelihood projects that I will be promoting soon sa Pilipinas, mag-share ho tayo ng information, no? Mag-comment ho kayo kung meron kayong information or kung meron kayong katanungan, i-explore natin. Baka lahat naman ng discussion is nagsisimula sa question, no? So maganda yun, pag may nagtanong, may chance tayong hanapin kung ano yun. Kung hindi pa man natin nasagot dito or kung hindi pa ready yung kasagutan, may marami mga tanong na malamang maging dahilan para mag-explore pa tayo ng mga additional information, no? So ano ho ito, discussion ho ito. Maki-discuss ho kayo kahit na malayo yung background ninyo sa salita ho ninyo. Magpag-usapan natin, I can understand Bisaya, Tagalog, English. So let's make a discussion. Wag yung debate at saka wag yung argumento, kundi magtulungan tayo. Bayan natin to. Magandang pagkakataon para maintindihan natin at maintindihan ng mga ibang kababayan natin na walang panahon na mag-research or walang ganong interest mag-research, pero gusto nilang mabigyan sila ng pulidong impormasyon. So, magtulungan tayo, tulungan nyo rin ho na ma-share ito upang dumami yung mga magiging informed na kababayan natin. So, i-share nyo, subscribe ho kayo para sa susunod natin na video mo, automatic ho kayo man-notify dahil marami pa ho tayong isusunod na impormasyon. So, maraming salamat ho sa inyong time. Ako po si Joel, ang kababayan ninyo na nandito sa New York ngayon. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat at stay safe po kayo.